carnal and unnatural relations with. Because I sometimes worry about that with some of these people in here. I mean, some of them are pretty suspicious. Like particularly that Wankel fellow.
Wankel. Can you believe how many people we have? This place is crowded as all hell tonight. Oh, the Lakewood Rob's in there now.
It's kind of sucks because it's one of our worst shows. We're kind of embarrassed. First time we ever have this large of an audience, and we're like, 2 + 2 = 4.
Oh, quick! Do a Mel Gibson impression. Do a Mel Gibson impression. Come on.
The Jews started all the wars.
No, you got to do it with the low voice again. The low resonant.
I don't have that voice anymore. I'm over my cold.
Oh, okay.
So what if the Mishkan became a gay cruising site like the YMCA? Like you can't get more wholesome than the Young Men Christians Association, but it became a gay cruising site. So what if our show or the Mishkan or your shul, your Orthodox shul, becomes a gay cruising site? What's the Torah Jew supposed to do? Have you thought about that?
I haven't spent a lot of time thinking about that.
Well then, how come Chabad women are the only Hasidim who take a lot of care with their appearance and dress fashionably? Like it seems like the rest just wear sacks.
How many Hasidic groups have you been around that you can make a statement like that? This is the segment of the show that we call Calling Ladies Bullshit.
Well, I read on Frum's...
Oh, hey!
Oh, YMCA! Hey, it's Yaakov and Matas and Mrs. Matas.
That's the gay cruising site.
We'll post it. We'll send the picture.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
The audience doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, we're looking at a picture of
Rab's
Rab's relatives singing YMCA.
At their gay
looking
cruising
very
site.
gay. Well, I just read about this on Frum Satire.
Oh, and he has become like the sole arbiter of truth.
Well, he's not the sole arbiter of truth, but Heshi Fried is a very entertaining and perspicacious young man. And he's getting married. Mazel tov, Heshi.
Okay, so based on his opinion and his sole opinion, right? Because of his...
Well, it fits in with other things I've heard.
With what?
That Chabad women are the only ones who dress fashionably and really take care with their appearance, and the rest kind of dress. They don't really care about fashion and looking good.
That's the lamest thing I've heard.
What? Satmar women dress hot?
Hot?
Yeah.
Well, the idea of hot would go against...
exactly.
Would go against...
Chabad women are the only ones who dress hot.
Spirit that to dress hot would not be sneeze, right?
Well, you can dress sneeze and hot. By being not quite so sneeze. I've seen a lot of sneeze women in tight dresses.
Okay, here's how it goes.
The dress
here's how it goes.
Holds their haunches really tightly. Yet they still wear the shawl.
The concept of trying to look hot and
Yeah.
dress hot for a woman is not a Torah concept, because what you want to say is modesty is the way the Torah women dress. So the contest is, if there is one, which group of Hasidim dress the most modest. And if you say Chabad...
No, I wouldn't say Chabad. They're the least modest.
That's what you want to say, is that the least modest group is Chabad.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that you can say.
Yeah.
And to that I would say, how can you make that judgment if you haven't spent a lot of time with the other groups?
Well, I've read Frum Satire.
And again, who made him the sole arbiter of
I
truth?
didn't say he's soul, I just said he's a very perspicacious young man. And he's very, very funny and...
He obviously has his preferences and his prejudices, right? But that doesn't mean that you go and you tell everybody on the Torah that this is the way it is, that these women are like that. Who said so?
Heshi Fried.
So this show is not about him.
But you said yourself that Chabad women are the least modest of all the
I didn't
Hasidim.
say that.
You did. You agreed with me. Chabad
I did
women
not say that.
tend to be
I
the
did
least
not say
modest.
that. I said I can't make a judgment like that because I don't know. I haven't spent tons of time in every single Hasidic group to be able to judge every single woman and how they dress.
I've been proclaiming my opinions just willy-nilly for 15 years on the internet, so why should I change now?
You know that Ralph's bag? You may need it because you're pulling a lot of stuff out of your ass right now.
That's not a way a Torah Jew should speak. Like, here I am, like, show in, show out. I'm always trying to raise the level of conversation, trying to elevate things on Torah Talk. I'm trying to, like, separate Torah Talk from the unholy Goyish entertainment world that's out there. I try to take the events of daily life and try to choose that which is significant, that which, like, shines a light on eternal moral issues, and you keep taking things into the gutter. Rabbi Beryl Wine
I need to do tshuva in a big way, don't I?
You do. Coercion and force, taxation and heavy-handedness are not really the prescriptions for a better Jewish world. So you can have God running things, you can have big God or big government. So if you don't have a society that's ruled by God and religion, then government will have to grow bigger and bigger, because how else are you going to rein people in? Like, people will either have their behavior constrained and directed by religion and the communities that it sets up, or the government will have to do it. So a perfect example is like sexual harassment. Like, if men are Torah men and Christian men and good Muslim men, they're not going to say to their secretary, you have to blow me or I'm going to fire you. And that's not a way that a religious person should act. They don't, like, sexually harass women. But if you're not accountable to God and to a religious community and to a sacred text and to very specific guidelines, you're naturally going to start behaving like a Slav. Many people will. And so then government has to step in and say, okay, this is what you can say and what you can't say in a workplace, so you don't set up a hostile work environment and women feel like they're being picked on and that they're just prey for men to manipulate. So that's the way it is. The temple relied primarily upon voluntary donations. There were no temple police force that would go out and just take your stuff. Say, hey, you have to give 40% of everything, to the temple. They didn't have 50% taxation rates like we have in America and the Western world today.
And there was no concept of progressive taxation. Mm-hmm. Can you explain that? What it is?
Well, you've done it several times. Go ahead.
Okay, progressive means that as you earn more money, you have to pay at a higher rate of tax.
Yeah.
Which means that the highest earners would be paying the highest rate. So in addition to paying the most money, they would also be paying the highest rate of their money. So they would we don't have that. Judaism doesn't hold by that. That would go against Judaism.
If you want to meet a beautiful wife, you yourself must be modest, says Justin. And don't try to intimidate me, Luke. I'll kick your ass, says Justin. Okay. So it should be the same with health insurance. Currently, houses of worship, synagogues, churches, mosques are forbidden to offer their members health insurance. So if you could get your health insurance through your synagogue, you'd have an interest in seeing to it that your fellow shul members behave properly so that they did not drive up the premiums with risky behavior, such as unprotected anal sex with other men.
Wait a minute. What law says that a shul can't offer health insurance?
It's a law in the United States that religious houses of worship can't offer their members health insurance. I didn't write that law, but it's a law.
Wait a second. When I was working for the OU, which is...
Yeah, the religious organizations can, but not religious houses of worship. Churches, synagogues, mosques.
Okay, so one second. If I have one shul, it can't offer it. But if it combined 10 shuls together...
You can't offer it to the members. You can offer it to your employees. Synagogue can offer its employees health insurance, but it can't offer health insurance to its members.
Oh, so like when the OU, let's say, is organizes 10 shuls together. Mm-hmm. So everybody who works for the OU can have health insurance through them.
Right.
But the members of those 10 shuls,
they can't get that.
So like if you're a member of Beth Jacob and you're
right.
part of the biggest shul around here, right?
Right.
You can't take advantage of that.
Right.
So all you can really do is just go there and take a dump.
Like potty humor is not Jewish. Like here I am, like trying to always elevate. Here I am, the convert to Judaism, like the newcomer. He doesn't know much. Like I'm very humble. I try to just stay quiet, just